Dear Mum, excuse writing, the light is not good. The room not very comfortable and food's a bit dull. But Edna sends her love. But we had a nice chat about politics with the locals. Love, Jim. Does that sound all right, dear?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Have you any last request?
See, I would like to go to the lavatory.
Okay.
Grazie.
Madre de Dios. Fire!
Thank you very much, and good evening, and welcome to the show. Somebody's written to me. They're very worried about this glass I have here. I've tried to tell them that there is a bit of booze, and they're not really worried about it. A man wrote to me, and he said, that's a very strange glass. He said, because you keep on drinking it throughout the show, and instead of getting empty, it gets full. It's good, actually. I put it down there one night, and there was 5 loaves and 5 fishes sitting there. Went outside, and there's 5,000 screaming Arabs saying, go and earn your own bloody bread. You're not getting any of mine, I told him. Get a little Irish fellow, great drinker, buys himself a pair of water skis, and now he spends all his time looking for a lake with a slope. Get the other fellow going across the road, and every time he puts his foot in, he goes, cars. And the fellow goes up and he says, there's a zebra crossing up there. He says, well, I hope he's having better luck than me. In Ireland, we're very different. We're not like you. You see, you English, you have sex before marriage. We don't. That's why we're all over here. We don't have birth control. The nearest we get to birth control is to turn the light on. We have the rhythm method. I don't know what the hell that means. 15-piece orchestra in the corner of the room going jiggy-bang. And the Irish lady who got the pill, a little box of them. And she went, "No, to be sure. The other fellow in the bar, and he's having a jar, and he says, the Pope is the bum. The Pope is the bum." And the biggest, strongest looking Irishman you've ever seen in the world walks up to him and says, "What did you say?" "I said, the Pope is a bum." And the fellow goes, boom! No, walks out of the pub. The fellow's out for 10 minutes. Gets up, and the barman said, "That was a stupid thing to say. Didn't you know Riley was a Catholic?" He said, "I did, but I didn't know the Pope was." Market. We'll go to the horse market. The fellow's brought his horse to the market to be sold, and it's a terrible age to the horse. It's leaning up against the wall with its legs crossed. Sleeping. And the fellow says, "I'll give you £1 for that horse." He said, "I wouldn't wake him up for that." He said, "How much do you want for the horse?" He said, "I want 40. He said, "I'll give you 20. He said, 30. He said, "No. 35. He said, 32 and a half. He said, 31. He said, done. You can have it for 31. He said, but there's only one thing I'd like to tell you about the horse. It's a great horse. Lovely horse. Beautiful horse. But he's a bit strange. He likes to sit on bananas. I said, what? He said he likes to sit on bananas. If he sees a banana, he'll sit down on top of the banana. Well, I said, I've lived all my life in Ireland. He said, I've gone up and down the whole of Ireland. He said, I've never seen a banana lying on the ground in my life. I'll buy the horse. Buys the horse. And he's on the way home. Up over the hills, down, across, down. The horse is going like the clappers. The little feet go. And they're going through a stream. And all of a sudden the horse goes, sits down. And the fella goes right over the head, into the river, breaks his arm, bloodies his head. And he gets up and he lifts the horse up and there's no banana there. That fella had me on. Gets back on the horse and cart, drives all the way back to the market, grabs his fella and he said, I'm driving through the mountains with a horse. That horse, he said, sits on bananas and we're going through a stream and all of a sudden the yoke go way down. And I go over his bloody head, break my arm, smash me St. Christopher to pieces. Blood pouring out. I lift him up and there's no banana there. I forgot to tell you, he likes to sit on fish as well. Say that laugh and the world will laugh with you. Snore and you'll sleep alone. The ladies, they understand that. But people will laugh at the most ordinary, everyday occurrence, especially if they can see themselves in the same situation. Comedy exists in everything, especially where it is least expected.
Rome has had many wars. Rome has had many great adversaries, but none greater than the enemy we face today. We are about to take up arms against an enemy of tremendous size and strength, the like of which we have never seen before. But it is our duty to fight the enemy, no matter how strong or great he may be. We fight for the glory of Rome! The glory of Rome! Enemy archers, active over there, sir. Up, shields, form, testudo!
You see what I mean?
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? Romeo.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with you, Ulysses.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! It is I, your prince. Let down your hair.
Whosoever can pull this sword from this stone is rightful King of England. Many have tried, but none have succeeded. Now it is my turn.
One's shoulders, and every day they... What is this?
He holds the sword.
The rightful King of England?
Your Majesty.
Oh, sire, what is your name?
Arthur.
Arthur, King of England.
Could have happened that way. You know, the Irish, we have trouble with the T and the H. We never say this, that, these, and those. We say this, that, these, and those, and them, and things. But the Londoner has trouble with the T and the H. He doesn't say th, he says fa. It's like the kid said, Arthur. You get a fellow who applies for the job, and the man says, what's your name? He says, Smith. He said, I beg your pardon. He says, Smith. Smith. And how do you spell it? He says, S-M-R-D-H, Smith. He said, my dear chap, that is not Smith. It is Smith, as opposed to He said, what is your Christian name? He said, Arthur. He said, what? He said, Arthur. He said, how do you spell it? He said, A-R-T-H-U-R, Arthur. He said, that is not Arthur. It is Arthur. Arthur Smith, not Arthur Smith. How old are you? He said, 33. What? He said, 33. He said, how do you spell it? He said, you don't spell it, it's a bleeding number. Styles of comedy change. What is old yesterday is new tomorrow. So there's a chance for us yet. Where does comedy come from? Where does it begin? I suppose like everything, it began in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve.
Would you like a bite of my apple?
No.
Oh, go on. Just a little nibble.
Certainly not.
Oh, you're no fun. I'm going back to Mother.
Oh, Moses, thou hast led us through the wilderness these 40 long years. But now our people thirst. Unless they have water to drink, they will follow no longer. Have you no faith?
Yes?
4 glasses of water, please.
What her?
O wise King Solomon, whose wisdom and fairness are known throughout the world, these two men are accusing each other of lying. This one accuses the other of committing adultery with his wife. This one denies it. How does one solve this problem?
It is but a simple problem to solve. Did you commit adultery with this man's wife?
No, I didn't.
Did he?
Yes, he did. No, I didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did.
Yes, I did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You see, in solving one problem, another one arises. I'm often asked many things. I'm asked why I fidget on the chair. Because after a while it gets very hot sitting here, and this is plastic. And my knickers stick to it. That's why I fidget. I'm also asked why or what makes me laugh. And many things make me laugh. Actually, children make me laugh. And I like the little gag about the children in school and the little girl crying. And the teacher said, why are you crying, Mary? And she said, Freddie has written a nasty word on my slate. She said, well, what is it, Mary? She said, I don't want to say. She said, well, spell it. D-A-M-N. She said, that's very naughty. Very naughty. Now, Mary, wipe that word out. She said, I can't. He said, why? She said, he'd done it with a bloody nail. I got talking to a fellow on it's funny being a parent. I got talking to a fellow on the train one day. We're talking about children. And he told me a marvelous story about when he first took his son to school, 4 years of age. And the little boy didn't want to go. And he took him in by the hand and he said, I don't want to go to school. And he said, well, it's not for long. But you must go to school. Everybody's got to go to school. But it's not for all of your life. You only go to school till you're 15 or 16, and then you're finished with school for life. So he takes him in, puts the little smock on, and he leaves. And just as he's leaving, he looks around, and there's his little son with big tears welling up in the and just beginning to pucker. And he said, bye-bye. And the little boy said, you won't forget to come back for me when I'm 15, will you? I'll tell you where I get great laughs too, watching politicians on television trying to be honest. All about. And the newscaster, have you ever watched the newscaster? And he said, and that is the end of the news. And the camera doesn't go off him. It stays on him. And he goes, and advertising on television. You ever watch the adverts on television? If you didn't laugh at them, they'd drive you crazy. You have to laugh at them, because if you sit and look at them long enough, they tell you you've got dandruff. You've got nasal congestion, bad breath, rotten teeth. You've got no chance of getting a bird at all. Underarm BO, varicose veins. Your knickers have got unmentionable stains. You're too tired at night and you're no bloody good in the morning. But like most comedians, I have a peculiar sense of humor. I laugh at the strangest of subjects.
Rodriguez, the man who can escape from any prison in the world. Well, you better escape pretty down quick, Rodriguez. You tired? Yeah, you dog. You will pay for that.
Your father wanted me to big of a hyena!
Don't hold me in no prison.
There's no prison in the whole of Mexico can get...
Get out of here. Gotta get out of here, otherwise I die. Take. For dawn, I got the dawn to get out.
Good morning. Fire!
Messenger, ho! A message from the king to the captain in charge of the execution. Make all haste. We may be too late. Godspeed!
it a reprieve?
No.
What does it say?
Bon voyage.
A very important part of the Irish way of life is what we call a wake. A wake is a celebration we have when somebody dies. We don't celebrate that they've died, but we believe if a man has been a good man, when he dies, he goes to heaven. So the wake is in celebration. Whereas the English have coming out parties, the Irish have going in parties. And you get the wake and the fella laid out on the table. They lay him out on a big table. And there's two of them looking at him saying, and the place is crowded, packed with people. They say, we'll have to get rid of that. He said, get rid of it. He said, what's he talking about? He said, we'll have to get rid of that. It's getting in the way of the dancing. We can't get rid of him. He's the host. He said, well, we get rid of the table, stick him on the floor. He said, stick him on the floor with them girls leaping about with them stiletto heels. They'd stab him to death. He said, well, what are we going to do? He said, I'll tell you what. He's warm. He'll bend. We'll sit him in a chair. Get rid of the table. He said, now, that is what I call thinking, boy. You have got a bit of the grey matter up there. With a brain like that, you should have been a bus conductor. They pick him up, and they're holding him there, and he calls out and he says, give us a chair for Murphy. And there's an old drunk down the back of the room who says, hip hip hooray! Going to see a fellow who's on his way out. You never talk about death. You never mention it. And you get the fellows who are going to see a fellow who hasn't got long. And the fellow says, don't say a word. Don't mention death or anything to do with death. He doesn't know. And don't let on. Not a word. Just be bright and cheerful and happy. They all walk into the little cottage and they go through the little door and over to the fellow in the bed. He's lying there going, ah, Sean, you're looking great. Still the life and soul of the party. It won't be long before you're up and punching English tourists. They spend a half an hour and they talk and they chat and it's all cheerful and jolly. They don't mention death. And they all say, goodbye now, Sean. See you again. And they're all leaving. There's a big fella going out the door. He's about 6'7". As he goes through the little door, he cracks his head off the top. He goes, go! Oh, they'll never get a bloody coffin out of here. Which just goes to prove, I think we can all laugh at death, providing it's not our own.
Are we resolved to do this deed? I believe we are. It is for the good of Rome. Casca, you shall strike first.
I see. Caesar.
Hail Caesar! Hail Caesar!
Good day, senators of Rome. And what is the first business of the day? And what is next on the agenda?
I am commanded in this to deliver the noble Duke of Clarence to your hands.
Shall we stab him while he sleeps?
Nay. You will say 'twas done cowardly when he wakes. Keeper, bring me a cup of wine. You will have wine enough for none, my lord. Wherefore do you come? To murder me?
Aye.
Aye.
My friend, I spy some pity in thy looks.
Look behind you, my lord.
Don't.
A bloody deed.
and desperately dispatched. And another thing, you can tell that humpty-back Richard of Gloucester how O defenders of the true faith, O wearer of the sacred green turban, O light of Islam, O lord of 1,000 princes, O sultan of great repute, O star of Islam, O ruler of the 7 tribes, O defender of the poor, O true son of the holy prophet, O great lord, I have discovered the plot to poison your food. Good evening, Mr. President, Mrs. Lincoln. Hope you enjoy the show.
I'm sure we will.
Good. Come along, dear.
Thank you.
Here we are. Good evening.
Nasty, that. So far this evening, we've looked for humor in various guises and different periods of time. But what about modern humor? Well, I suppose that modern humor reflects very much on the modern problems of living. For example, you get the year 2020, you get the Prime Minister of England at a reception, meets the President of the United States, and they decide to have a cocktail. And the man behind the bar says, "I will make you a cocktail, sir, that will blind your eyes out." And he puts the booze in, and he begins to shake it. And the Prime Minister of England looks at the President of the United States, and he said, "I don't like white people, but they do have rhythm." Or you get the tourist in Israel, arrives at the Sea of Galilee, and there's a notice to say, "Motorboats tour the Sea of Galilee." And he goes to the man, and he said, "How long does the tour of the Sea of Galilee take in the boat?" And the fellow said, 10 minutes. And he said, "How much is it?" He said, $100. He said, $100 for 10 minutes? I'm not surprised Jesus walked. Sums it all up. But despite what we call the stresses and strains, humor does exist in our modern way of life, I hope.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Is this your motor vehicle?
It is.
Would you mind moving it, please?
Well, this is a parking area, isn't it?
It is.
And I did put my money in the meter.
You did?
Then why the hell should I move it?
Because you parked it on my bloody foot.
Hey, Ron. This was a good idea of yours coming here.
Yes, Michael. You ever been to one of these topless restaurants before?
No, I can't wait.
You care to order now, gentlemen?
you been keeping?
Oh, thank you.
The wife?
Oh, he's fine, he's fine.
Splendid, splendid. Where are you going for your holidays this year?
I thought I might go to my daughter.
Really? You went there last year. It was fantastic.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
Okay. Right. Thank you now. How much do I owe you?
Right, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hello, Southwood Lunatic Asylum. No, I'm afraid not. You see, we're not on the phone.
Listen to me. Forget your hate, your greed, your war. Just love one another. Love, I say, love one another today. And the peace in the world will be yours. It don't matter whether you're black or white. You don't have to live and you don't have to fight. Just be kind to your fellow man. A little forgiving is all I ask. See you, brother.
Ah, shut up.
See you.
Keep quiet.
Whatever I do, this every day. One up above who loves us. Yeah, go, man, yeah. He wants to make just love one another. Love, I say, love one another. You brother.
Did they get the message, man?
Ah, shut up.
You know, the thing I like to do after I've done a television show is the next day go to the cinema, buy myself an ice cream, and sit in the darkness. And no doubt a psychiatrist would tell me that I'm running away and looking for the security and warmth of the womb. But I go to the cinema for laughs, because consciously or unconsciously, Hollywood has given me more laughs over the years than anything else. So tonight, let us take a look at ourselves, taking a look at Hollywood.
All right, Clarissa, you know now you're playing Mary, Queen of Scots.
How?
Take the cigarette out of your mouth, you stupid broad. You'll get your head cut off in a moment, all right? You walk in here, put your head on the block,
Yeah.
look into the lens, a last smile, all right?
Yeah.
Axeman, you raise your axe slowly, I will cue you. Are you all right now?
Sure.
Okay, we're going for a take here now. You ready, Harry? Yeah. Okay. Roll 'em.
Slate 14, take 127.
All right, Clarissa. Action! That's lovely. Head down. All right, Axeman, bring your axe up slowly. Nice and dramatically. Right to the top now. Hold it. All right, hold it at the top there. Cut!
Everything is now complete, Igor.
Yes, Dr. Frankenstein.
My masterpiece. We are just in time. The storm is at its height. They laughed at me. They said that I could not create life, but piece by piece I have put my creation together. From the bodies we took from graveyards and gallows, eh? They said that Dr. Frankenstein could not play God. Yes, master. But they who laughed at Frankenstein shall soon see that I am about to create life. Is everything ready, Igor? Yes, master. All is prepared. The storm is at its height. Now raise him up. Slowly.
Slowly. The power, the energy, the electricity multiplied 1,000 times and diverted to the brain of my creation. This will bring him life. Now, Igor, bring him down. Slowly. Slowly. Well, Igor, back to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Turn that bloody music off.
I'd go home, Miss. Jack the Ripper's about.
Hello, ducky.
Jack the Ripper. Well done. The Commissioner shall hear of this. Dr. Jekyll.
We had a lovely time doing that. Freezing cold fog. Holy God, it was terrible.
What about humor in the future? You get a fellow working in the mines, and he comes up, and there's nothing. Everything is quiet, still. Houses are wide open, shops, banks, cars litter the streets. And he walks about and there's nobody about. And he gets in a car and he drives right through England, and it's the same way all the time. He goes across to Europe. It's exactly the same in Europe. Nothing. Everything, like everything has stopped still. Goes right across the continent, the Near East, the Far East, right across to America. Across the continent of America, he gets to New York. Nothing. This takes him 8 years. And he gets to the top of the Empire State Building. And he looks around. And there is no sign of life. And he thinks, that's it. I can't live without thinking of other people. I can't exist on this planet all by myself. I'll jump off and destroy myself. And he jumps off. And on the way down, he hears a phone ringing. Well, what about comedy in the future? Who knows? Nobody anywhere. Everything destroyed. Oh. Thank God. There's a woman. Oh. Thank God. It was going to be...
Thank you, my son. May God bless you.
Oh, knickers.
Good night. Thank you, and may your God go with you.
And Dave Allen returns next Saturday night at 8:30 with more top comedy. Next on 7, the men from CI5, The Professionals.